Hi and very good evening to Puan Michi. We are from FEP. We are going to present on subject Workplace Communication 2. We are going to discuss about employment opportunities and requirements for business and economic graduates. My name is Hanafi, and now I will going to discuss about the current situation. The rate of unemployment amongst the graduates is worrying. According to Department of Statistics Malaysia, there are about 500,000 of unemployed labour force, amounting about 3.3% rate of unemployment. To put into another perspective, the labour force participation rate is increased to 68.5% in September 2018 from 67.9% last year. Technically, the labour force participation rate is calculated from the proportion of the labour force to the working age population, which are around 15 to 64 years old, expressed as percentage. Quoting from Kani Krishnan, who is a project specialist at BHP, he stated in his LinkedIn profile why the fresh grads in Malaysia are unemployed. Firstly, the fresh grads tend to ask for unrealistic salary and benefit expectation. Secondly, they are also clueless on what they will see themselves on the next 5 years. Other than that, they lack critical thinking skills and communication skills as well. And lastly, he stated that the fresh grads have poor character and self-esteem. In light of the above situation, we are carrying out this research to find out what the employment situation is for graduates of business administration and economics. We have 3 objectives in this mini research. Firstly, to find out the employment opportunities and employment requirements for business administration and economics graduates. And lastly, to make recommendations on how business administration and economics students can be better prepared for the employment market.
Hi, a very good evening. My name is Yi Xiong-Lin, and I'm going to continue the slide. So the part that I'm going to continue is methodology. So for the first part is research design. So in this study we are using the qualitative study, whereas we have using open-ended question to collect data from a small number of subjects, namely from one workplace establishment and 10 to 20 individuals. And then for the second part is the selection of participants. So for the establishment, we have aimed for prospective workplace for business administration and economic graduates, and the company is manageable distance from UKM Bangi campus, and we identify the company through the internet and approach via email for participation in the study. And for the individual, the holding job perspective for business administration and economic graduates, we approach them in person for participation in this study.
Hi, my name is Roberta Adawiyah binti Azhar, and I'm going to present about the method of data collections. We have 2 methods of data collection. The first one is interview. We interview the officer of participating establishment, which is the UKM carrier. And for the second one is the question covered employment opportunities for business administration and economics fresh graduates in the establishment as well in Malaysia. And the third one is interview included clarification about the job descriptions requirement for the fresh graduates to enter the company, common weakness of the fresh graduate and how to overcome them. And the question were given in advance to the interviewer so that they could prepare for the interview. And then the interview session was audio recorded and later transcribed. Okay, so for the questionnaire aimed to collect opinions from respondents regarding their experience and difficulties they encounter when they enter their first career. And this questionnaire also included sharing of advice to fresh graduates based on the respondent experience. And the questionnaire was given in advance so that they can prepare and look for the questions. And the questionnaire was conducted orally in person, which allows respondents to seek clarification from us. And for the method of data analysis, we analyze the data by using this step where the points is picked out from the interview transcript and it is summarized, and then the questionnaire response tabulated and it's also summarized after that.
The next one is scope. For participating establishment, the company that agreed to participate in our research is UKM Career Advancement Center, UKM Career, which is located at UKM Bangi campus. UKM Career was officially established in 2014 with the aims of improving graduates' employability to meet the increasing demand of global job market. It also provides a platform for more graduate industry engagement through many of its programs, including career talks, resume clinics, career and internship fair, and others.
And for the next part is interviewee. The company officer who offered to be interviewed is Mr. Tan Yao Xiong. He is a psychology officer in UKM Career. He has a bachelor degree in counseling and now he is currently doing his master degree in science counseling in University Malaysia Sarawak. Mr. Tan is a registered counsellor in Board of Counsellor of Malaysia, researcher and lecturer in UKM. He also has a lot of experience as he has dealt a lot with different employers that are looking to hire employees. This interview was conducted on 16 November of 2018.
Okay, for the questionnaire respondents, we managed to get 9 respondents of various professions. So the age range was from 23 to 44, of which 5 were female and 4 were male. And the respondent included 2 account assistant, 2 counselors, 1 practical counselor, 1 manager, 1 auditor, 1 secretary, and 1 executive. They had different levels of qualification, with 2 respondents holding diploma, 4 respondents with bachelor degree, and 3 respondents with master's degree. The year of graduation with diploma, bachelor, and master degree ranged from 1999 to 2018, and the respondents consisted of experienced workers and fresh graduates. The questionnaire takes around 2 weeks time to be completed, which is from 16 November 2018 until 30 November 2018.
Okay, for the next part, for the findings, which are interview session, we have finally managed summarize and transcribe this interview session into different parts, which are firstly employment opportunities. We are currently in 4th industrial revolution with presence of AI. They will likely to downsize of manpower, but I think we are lucky because every company needs someone to work for their business administration. Next, for job specification, he told us that he do not really have a specific answer for the job specification, but UKM Career always get updated about the current employment situation. Next, for the requirements, academic achievement is the least important than technical skills, soft skills, and personal qualities. A survey was conducted to study the relationship between academic achievement and getting an employment. There is no strong relationship if the graduates have gotten the high CGPA in regards to getting a job. Other than that, he encouraged us to master another foreign language. And lastly, leadership quality is the preferred soft skills. And the next part is challenges. The first challenges for the graduates is cannot get a job. Next, supply from university is a lot, but the demand from the company is getting lesser and lesser. And other challenges is English language proficiency among the graduates. And other challenges, he told us that we need to adapt with the new working environment. And lastly, communication with the customer and colleagues is very important. In terms of recruitment process, the first one, shortcomings. The graduates are not preparing themselves for the job interview. Second one, the graduates did not have a proficiency in English language. And lastly, they are not standing out and bold enough during interview session. Good and poor resumes. It should contain a full description about the applicant in precise and short manner. Working experiences, education and involvement during our study are crucial to be put in. We should also include 2 referees and also our personal skills in that. resume. We also have to make our resume in creative design and not in the plain one. In terms of multitasking skills, this is the must skills to have in every graduate. We do not expect to do only one job in one time. In reality, there will be multiple of jobs given in a short period of time. Next, for advice for job search, we should start finding a job immediately before finishing the internship program. We have to try search the job through job searching website like JobStreet. And next, we also have to approach the company personally. We also have to continually update and beautify our resume. And lastly, we also have to have a set of outfit for interview session.
Okay, the next part is about questionnaire. In terms of expectation job for fresh graduates, most of the respondents think that the job is related with their field of study and qualification. Also, they also think that the job can practice their knowledge, and the respondents also think that the fair pay according to their qualification and friendly working environment is one of the expectations for the jobs. And for the next one is the part of difficulties in getting a job. Most of the respondents think that getting a job is very competitive. Most companies are looking for those who has at least 2 or 3 years of working experiences and are skilled. Applying a job in a company usually takes time for the company to give response, and this situation can give pressure for the fresh grad in getting a job. And in terms of adjustment to job, most of the fresh grads comment that it was just right for them to get the job and they quickly adapted to it. And for the part of challenge faced when they first work, most of the respondents think that there are lack of knowledge, skills and difficulties in applying the things they have learned in higher institution. Adaptation in the working environment such as working in shift and work overtime is also one of the challenge. And for the way to overcome, the respondent will ask help from the senior workers and other co-workers, and also learn about the company system and attend training course. And in terms of extracurricular activities in helping getting a job, it is very useful in communication skill so that it is much easier to deal with other people and building good relationship. By joining the extracurricular activities, it also able to gain confidence, extra knowledge, skills and experiences, and it also helps in building teamwork and able to socialize with others. Next, the skills that are necessary to perform well at work include good communication skills, soft skills and leadership skills. Other than this, teamwork, positive attitude, time management is also important. And the skills that are necessary also include able to work under pressure and willingness to accept challenge and learn new things. And for the following part is the advice for job search and student preparation now. The students need to recognize their own skills and enhance their English proficiency. Other than this, they also need to have the willingness to learn and accept challenge, be confident and have a positive attitude, and have a good time management. And the next one is be patient and adaptive to all types of job and do not be choosy in picking job. Okay, the next part is about questionnaire. In terms of expectation job for fresh graduates, most of the respondents think that the job is related with their field of study and qualification. Also, they also think that the job can practice their knowledge, and the respondents also think that the fair pay according to their qualification and friendly working environment is one of the expectations for the jobs. And for the next one is the part of difficulties in getting a job. Most of the respondents think that getting a job is very competitive. Most companies are looking for those who has at least 2 or 3 years of working experiences and are skilled. Applying a job in a company usually takes time for the company to give response, and this situation can give pressure for the fresh grad in getting a job. And in terms of adjustment to job, most of the fresh grads comment that it was just right for them to get the job and they quickly adapted to it. And for the part of challenge faced when they first work, most of the respondents think that there are lack of knowledge, skills and difficulties in applying the things they have learned in higher institution. Adaptation in the working environment, such as working in shift and work overtime, is also one of the challenge. And for the way to overcome, the respondent will ask help from the senior workers and other co-workers, and also learn about the company system and attend training course. And in terms of extracurricular activities in helping getting a job, it is very useful in communication skill so that it is much easier to deal with other people and building good relationship. By joining the extracurricular activities, it also able to gain confidence, extra knowledge, skills, and experiences. And it also helps in building teamwork and able to socialize with others. Next, the skills that are necessary to perform well at work include good communication skills, soft skills, and leadership skills. Other than this, teamwork, positive attitude, time management is also important. And the skills that are necessary also include able to work under pressure and willingness to accept challenge and learn new things. And for the following part is the advice for job search and student preparation now. The students need to recognize their own skills and enhance their English proficiency. Other than this, they also need to have the willingness to learn and accept challenge, be confident and have a positive attitude, and have a good time management. And the next one is be patient and adaptive to all types of job, and do not be choosy in picking job.
Okay, so for the conclusions, what we found out is for the employment opportunities, our findings imply that the employment opportunities are narrowed down by the presence of artificial intelligence in the fourth industrial revolutions, because as we know, when there is artificial intelligence, so the labor force in terms of human resources is not needed that much. And for the advantage for the business and economics graduates, because in general, most of the companies need business administration people to handle their department. For example, like a Petronas company, even though they are oil and gas company, but they still need people from a business administration and economics people to handle their business. And for the third one is the main challenge for business and economics position is the communications. The communication with colleague and the communication with the client is very important, because when it comes to business, the communication itself is the key for the profits. Okay, so for the employment requirement, for the academic performance, what we found out is the good CGPA and excellent soft skills makes a person outstanding among others. Just imagine that there is a list of graduates that apply for the jobs. So when you have a good CGPA, it will become your win points. And for the technical skill, you need a good English language proficiency, and we should also study about the background of the company so we get the idea of their business operations. And for the resume should be catchy and colorful design. No spelling error is assumed. Okay, soft skills, they will look on how we bring ourselves, verbal and non-verbal communications, and how we stand out with our opinion and be bold in the group interview. And for the personal qualities, we need to be able to communicate well, understand the comment, and able to multitask.
For the next part, for the recommendations, the fresh grads should ensure that they fulfill the requirement needed by the company and the position when applying for a job. Secondly, the fresh grads should prepare an interesting and informative resume while applying for a job. Third one, the fresh graduates should prepare themselves with knowledge about the background of the company. Next, the fresh graduates should be confident during the interview session. Other than that, the fresh graduates should leave a good image to the interviewer during the interview session. And lastly, the fresh graduates should possess good attitude at all times.
Okay, so for my individual reflection, my prospect of employment after graduation is I hope to get a career in an environment-related field, which is in the business administration field, as I am a business administration student. And for the second one, my readiness for the employment market, I will improve my soft skill in university and grab any chance or opportunities to gain extra knowledge and experiences. And for the third one is what I will do to prepare myself for employment. So I will equip myself with more skills such as communication skills, leadership skills, and technical skills so that I can excel at workplace. Also, I will prepare a good resume to apply for a job.
What I learned the most about this course is first, for the prospect of employment after graduation, I aim for a career related to financial planning or investment. And in terms of my readiness for the employment market, based on these findings, I want to learn new language, preferably Turkish or Korean, build networking and add extra value to myself. And the third one is what I will do to prepare myself for employment is improve my multitasking skills, communication with colleagues, and starting to look out for the potential companies and study their backgrounds.
This is for individual reflection. My prospects of employment after graduation is to be business analyst, statistician, or a researcher. Secondly, my readiness for the employment market. I need to polish up my data analytical skills, make full use of statistics software such as SPSS, eViews, as well as Microsoft Excel. And lastly, what I will do to prepare myself for employment. I will do job searching before the internship program ends up. And lastly, I will update resume or CV regularly.